stop the future? You're just a thief!
No.
I'm Ant-Man. I know. It wasn't my idea.
Hi, my name is Patrick Smith, and today we're going to discuss the validity of the movie Ant-Man. In the movie, Scott Lang was recruited by a man named Hank Pym to steal a suit called the Yellow Jacket. Both the Ant-Man suit and the Yellow Jacket suit share the same concept. The suit allows a normal-sized human being to shrink into an ant-sized warrior. The suit carries with it many properties and characteristics that allow the person donning the suit to communicate and control ants, as well as gain some of the abilities of ants as well. For instance, Pym developed a cybernetic helmet that allows him to communicate with the ants through psionic or electrical waves. Among other things, the suit also comes with boosters that allow the user to move with the quickness that ants seem to have, and also super strength that allows him to lift up to 10 times his body weight in much the same way that ants can. He can even ride the ants. The Marvel Universe has released some information on why this suit works. The Ant-Man suit utilizes a rare group of subatomic particles known as Pym particles. Through the application of magnetic fields, Pym was able to entrap the Pym particles within two separate serums. One serum reduces the size of the person or object, and the other restores them to their normal size.
Makes sense.
While this theory will work just fine for our movie watching entertainment, we want to know, is it actually possible for a physical being to shrink itself into a smaller size?
That's a great question, Patrick, but no, you're wrong. Although most of you are probably thinking why scientists haven't given us shrinking technology already, but it's because it's impossible for many reasons. Shrinking would mean two things, a professor from Gonzaga University explained. Your atoms would either have to shrink or you would have to be made of less atoms. Atoms don't shrink. The average distance between protons and neutrons that make up the nucleus of an atom and their surrounding electrons cannot be changed. Even if somehow a mad scientist could shrink all the atoms in someone's body and bring them to the size of an ant, that person would become so dense that he or she might sink through the earth. The other option is removing atoms, which could theoretically work, but up to a point. There is a minimum number of atoms that make up a cell wall or strand of DNA. There's another problem. Biological systems do not always scale up or down. The amount of oxygen we take from the air, the food we digest, and the heat we give off, these all depend on the surface area of our organs and the mass of our bodies. A professor at the University of Chicago explained how shrinking down a man by a factor of 70 would reduce his surface area through which a human body sheds its heat by a factor of 5,000 times. His mass, which generates body heat, would be reduced by a factor of 350,000 times. That would mean he would need to boost his metabolic rate, which means he'd probably have to eat his own weight daily just to stay alive. Now, I'm pretty sure it's hard to fight crime when you're eating 24 hours a day. Moving around might be difficult too. Remove muscle strands to reduce Ant-Man's mass, he would become weak. Shrink down the atoms to keep the same muscle structure, and Ant-Man's incredible density would muck things up.
Guess you're tougher than you thought.
In real life, we do have the cuttlefish. This animal can change its appearance at will, mimicking floating vegetation or rocks on the seafloor. It can also mimic shrinking, making itself look smaller or attaching itself to something smaller than it is to defend itself from predators.